There is a difference between you and me. We both looked into the abyss. But when it looked back at us, you blinked.
Hi guys, Arrkis here, and this is another DC Legends video. So, I put up a poll on TikTok about which ability from Impulse I should take as I have him L2 now. Speed run or spoiler warning. And by like the narrowest of narrow margins, speed run won. So I took that ability and I am going to put it into action in PvP. So before we actually get started with the video on Impulse, and I did do a 60, 10, and 59 run for him in campaign that I will show, I'm going to first do a drawing. So let's see if I have any luck. Better than yesterday with all the damn cyborg. See if I have any luck this time. Kaga or Brainiac? Come on, let's go. Bane, I love Bane, but I do not need any more frags from him. Jason Momoa, sorry. Actually, that movie wasn't that bad, but I don't need your frags. And Katana, a whole lot of nothing I need, but not nearly as infuriating as a bunch of cyborg frags. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do now, cut away from here, send you to the videos of 59 and 6010 in comparison with 7011, and then when we come back, I am going to go through his kit in a little bit finer detail and then go into PvP. So this is Impulse at level 50, gear 9. Now I'm only gonna do like the first 3 attacks that he does because I'm trying to get a gauge. I was trying to get a gauge of his power level, how hard he hit. So this is on his A3, and I put it in 1x speed because I kind of like the animation, so I kind of wanted to show it off. But this is at his A3, level 59, and that is 4,300. By comparison to others, you have his A3, which was a single hit that gave 9,300. So Impulse is doing about and she gave her single hit was 17,000, but it was a critical hit. So I would say power-wise, look, he has other things in his utility for early to mid game. He has other things in his kit that are that you can utilize other than damage. I'm not bringing him as a damage dealer. 4,000 on his A3 for an AOE isn't bad per se, but it's not world changing or account changing or going to change your entire roster or anything. Let's have a look at 6010. So this is 6010. His power level is about 1,000 more. At a 59, he was at 4,500. Now he's at 5,400. And the first attack that was the AOE was around about 4,300. So let's have and there's my good morning alarm. So let's have a look at him. 6010, this AOE attack. So the damage there was about 3,000 I saw. So not much. So I'm guessing then that other attack did a critical hit. So let's see again on his A1 what the power level, what the damage is on that. His A2 doesn't cause any damage, which actually is a big plus against characters like Azrael. So if you're a mid-game, early-game player and you don't have Kilowog, against Azrael, against Arrkis, he's going to, let's see, what's that? That's 10-7 twice. That was actually really good. 20,000 in damage off of his A1. I'm going to freeze here just to make this point clear for early to mid-game players. If you're having trouble dealing with high damage dealers like an Arrkis, like an Azrael, Impulse is going to be good because he will reduce turn meter and stun that Arrkis or that Azrael before they get a chance to get revved up, get ramped up, and start going. So now I'll move on to him at 7011. So let's go into his kit. Go here again. Now, there was one very, very disappointing thing that happened in his kit, which is he does not buff himself on any of his active abilities. So you have this, which is damage to a single target, 70% chance to apply 2 speed downs, attack twice if Impulse has 2 or more invasion ups. Okay, that's great. That makes me think of Batgirl at lead automatically. speed downs are also good. If he does it twice, that's 4 speed downs. If the 70% chance hits both times, which is okay. Speed run. Truth be told, when I put that poll up, I was leaning towards speed run more so than spoiler warning, just because you can run into a lot of debuff heavy teams in PvP, and so I like the idea of being able to change the debuffs to speed ups. Anyway, apply 60% turn meter down to all enemies and 70% chance to apply stun to the primary target, and that can already be taken up to 70% turn meter down. And lastly, high metabolism, damage to all enemies, and apply 2 agility down to all enemies if an enemy is stunned. 50% chance to apply 3 hit chance down on all enemies, which that I love. That is fantastic. Chop chop. 70% chance to apply 1 permanent evasion up on impulse at the start of his turn. He doesn't even buff himself, and then on a passive ability, there's only a 70% chance for him to gain an evasion up, which is just like, why not make that 100? He doesn't buff himself, and he doesn't get evasion ups any other way, unless you have somebody else on the team giving them to him. So why not? Oh, that I don't like. And then you have Think Fast. If impulse evades an attack, 70% chance, I think it's all the way to 80% chance to apply 35% here, but 40% when it's ringed out. 40% turn meter up on all allies. So again, the 70% is a pretty high threshold, but it's still like, why not make it 100? So anyway, going back through his kit, I did want to do a quote-unquote speed test, because from what I understand, he is the fastest toon in the game now. I'm just going to go into this battle because I don't care if we win or lose. So I have it set up Flash, and actually let me take Flash out, because in order of speed, or you know what, I can leave that Flash in as well. In order of speed, it goes, if I'm not mistaken, it goes Barry Allen's last, then Black Flash, then Reverse Flash, then Wally West, and now Impulse. So just doing a quick speed test to see who comes up first. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Impulse. However, this is the other problem. The reason why Wally West was so fantastic at being the fastest is because he's the fastest and he has 2 abilities that buff. So you see here, Impulse is going first. However, it does not help me in the sense of, the reason why it's so important that those abilities buff is that's how I trigger my Lex whenever I go into a battle. Let me just auto this, I don't care about this. That's how I trigger Lex. When one of Lex's allies buffs, then that starts the, if you don't know this by now, that starts the turn meter and overheal. That's why I like using Wally West whenever I can, and then if I can reverse or just regular Flash, depending on the situation. But if I want to be the absolute fastest and get Lex started, I use Wally West. And I wanted to use Impulse, but since Impulse doesn't buff on any of his abilities, that means he's useless under Lex in that sense. He doesn't do special damage, and he doesn't buff himself. So what does he bring to the table if Lex is your lead? Hopefully that little bit will actually lead to more Black Flash and Impulse. Those 2 toons being introduced this month will hopefully break the long-standing Lex meta, and I do see a lot more Martian Manhunter teams and Cheetah-led teams in PvP right now. But yeah, that feels like a missed opportunity, but now that I think about it, maybe it's better that he doesn't buff on any of his active abilities, because that would just encourage the Lex meta even more. So now I'm going to actually try to find some synergies with Impulse and fight with him in PvP. So in this lineup, I'm using a farmable character, Power Girl and Cheetah, and then the other character of the month, the freebie character, Black Flash. So these are characters, if you're early and mid game, you should have. You can farm Power Girl in red alerts, and you can farm Cheetah basically everywhere. So in this, what I'm trying to do is have Power Girl as the protector. We can use this ability. Here, was it this? No, I think it's, yeah, this ability here. If you are an early mid-game player, I would use that, make the primary target Azrael, and stun him so he can't get going. See what happens there? So now Azrael can't rev up. We're going to manipulate the turn meter with Black Flash. So that means that the stun is going to stay on Azrael, hopefully for the entirety of this match. until we can finally take him out. But as long as I'm manipulating that turn meter and the stun is on him, Azrael's not going to ramp up. He's not going to be able to fight back, and you can take care of him just like that. So the team doesn't get a chance to even hit us because Impulse neutralizes Azrael, so he doesn't do his out of return attack and he doesn't ramp up all those strength ups. Black Flash is keeping that turn meter down, and so does Impulse. We're keeping that turn meter down, so the other team does not get a chance. His speed, him being the fastest, means that if you do it the right way, you have an amazing chance to take over matches and not even have the opposite team go. And honestly, Black Flash and Impulse in this month. I mean, I know Impulse was the siege character and a little bit of a paywall. This is the difficulty you're gonna run into as well. You need someone to purge that death immunity off of Jessica Cruz in order to finally end this match. But anyway, those two being available, and then Impulse is gonna have another PvP week later, so you can get more frags from him. Those two as a duo, that's going to be so good for early and mid-game players. For in-game players as well, but early and mid-game players, you're going to be able to control a lot of PvP matches because of their kits. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And in my view, your Impulse is going to be viable at L1, L2, depending on which legendary point you take. Now, I put Catwoman in here because she is severely underrated in my view. She's farmable at red alerts. Etrigan is not underrated. He's amazing. I would call him S tier. He's farmable at red alerts. And then you have, I think it's chapter 3, the last level, you can farm Wonder Woman. So the idea being the same here. Because Azrael, I'm going to use Wonder Woman to put the buff immunities on Arrkis, but before that I used Impulse to stun Azrael. So now Arrkis will get his turn, but he can't ramp. And well, I killed him anyway. I thought he was going to get a turn, but he didn't. And then Azrael will never have a chance to stack up because of his teammates getting hurt, getting damaged, because he has that stun. So it's short work for them. Wonder Woman's debuff or buff immunity would have been really, really key for Arrkis if he had gotten a turn. And now for the advanced class. I've worked on an evasion team. Let's go ahead and try to find them real quick for the longest time. And typically I would run Batman Beyond in this position here so he gets hit chance downs. But now I'm wondering how it would work with Impulse in that position. So I'm gonna go ahead and run this. I don't know if I should do, I think I'll do it semi-automatic, not automatic. But if you were curious about that evasion team, I did do a top 3 auto PvP teams, and this team came in 3rd because it is fun, but it's not exactly the most effective, not the most effective in the world. So we'll go here. Of course, it doesn't land when I need it to. So next, let's go ahead and try to remove that taunt. There we go. Smack them up a little bit. Hopefully Impulse can get his turn around. Yep, he gets his turn around before Black Flash. So then, let's go ahead and hope she can, wanted more damage than that, but that's okay. Because he still had that enrage on him from the opening, from Harley Quinn's open. All right, so those 2 hits don't matter because he puts those hit chance downs. That's a very good look. So now all of them are at a disadvantage basically because they have all the hit chance downs and we have all the evasion ups. So it should be the case that they can't really hit us right now. All right, let's go ahead and smack Harley Quinn a couple more times before she taunts again. Okay. Go ahead and do that. One more time. Oh, he doesn't have the evasion ups anymore. Those got purged. So let's go ahead and taunt with Eclipso one more time. Hit Harley Quinn a couple more times, hopefully get her out. Yep, so she's gone. Now we can, I think, yeah, Artemis Purge is buffed. So we'll just go back to this. Try to take him out. Maybe get rid of some of her intelligent ups so that way she doesn't hit as hard. Okay, and I said I was going to run this in auto. I'm just realizing that now, but yeah, I didn't even do it semi-automatic style. So I guess it's a little bit too late for that. All right, so let's try to take out, no, that's not gonna do it. Okay, we're almost there. So it looks like a pretty good comp. It looks like, truthfully, it looks like Impulse is just beasting through this whole thing. Like he's, if you aren't familiar with that evasion comp that I had before, he seems to have improved this a lot. I mean, a lot. So yeah, actually this has been very impressive to me, this showing that he's doing right now. There you go. Taunt one more time. Boop, boop, boop. Now let's see, can we get Lex out of here? Nope, not yet. He's still stunned, so we'll go with this one. Reduce turn meter. Not yet, nope. His A3 does reduce turn meter, right? Yeah. But I think it's that 70% chance. I know it's a hit chance downs. My fault. I guess still learning the kit. But yeah, all right. When's the last time Lex had a turn? Because he's just been stunned this entire time, basically. All right. So keep hammering at Artemis. Let's hope this takes care of the one time you only do it once. All right. Still not gone. Okay, now this should be a cakewalk just to get rid of oh, thank you for taking out my thank you for taking out my Eclipso last second. Okay, so go ahead and hit chance downs. She had hit chance downs and oh well yeah, because she purged some of them. Okay, well I guess, but still, Harley Quinn had hit chance downs and Harley Quinn had evasion ups and you had hit chance downs and you still hit her. Anyway, so that'll be the end of this video. I will do a more in-depth guide as I usually do. Done it like twice, but as I usually do, this is just pretty much an overview of the character, looking through the farmable tunes that go with him, as well as this one, which was more advanced or for more end-game like players. I'm going to do another video that I'll release probably tomorrow that goes into more comps, more synergies. Anyway, I hope you found this helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.